Aaron Donald, 7 playoff games. What have you learned about the playoffs that's different from the regular season?
It's amped up. I feel like everything start moving a little faster. I think just everything amped up a little bit more. It's just a different feel, different vibe. Because it's winter go home. So obviously you got to leave it all on the line. And everybody just flying around and trying to do what they can to be that last team standing.
What was Monday night like? First playoff game in SoFi for this Rams group. What was the energy like?
It was amazing. Like it was so live in the stadium. The fans were so into the game and had it so rocking. It's like even if you wasn't in the mood, once you heard that crowd go, it just pick you up. You just turn into a whole different animal, different monster. Then it was a day when everybody was flying around making a lot of plays, so the fans was into the game from like start to the end. It was an amazing environment. Definitely was a good game, good day for us. So it was definitely amazing.
So I'm watching at home, and I watched the 49ers game there a couple of weeks before that, and I heard all the 49ers fans. And I said,
Yeah.
how much of a home field advantage is it going to be really for the Rams with a home playoff game? Were you thinking the same thing?
No, I knew they was gonna show up for us. It was a Monday night game, first playoff in SoFi, so I know it was gonna be a packed house. So to see how the turnout was and see how loud the fans was for us, it definitely had us excited. So
I want to ask you about this team because you had some really good players on this team coming into the year, like Jalen Ramsey and all that stuff, right? Then you get Stafford before the season starts.
yep.
Then Odell comes walking in the door. And then Vaughn comes walking in the door. What's it like to get all these one-name guys showing up on your team this year?
Oh, it just put a smile on my face. It kind of showed what we're trying to do this year. We trying to win. And to do that, obviously we had the pieces, but to had the opportunity to add certain playmakers to help us be that much of a more complete team, a better of a team, just because we adding so much more talent to the talent we already had with the coaches we have. It definitely put a smile on my face, man, because for me, it showed that the organization, the mindset is the same way my mindset is, and we trying to win now. So I was definitely pumped up about it. I'm happy and blessed to have the opportunity to play with these guys, call these guys my brothers, and go out there and play ball with them, trying to do what we're trying to do and accomplish it, being a world champion. So,
Aaron, sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes when you go get the big name guys, it just doesn't fit. And in that November stretch, I think people were scratching their heads. Why has it come together for you guys now?
I think guys, you have your hiccup. Obviously, you got new guys that's coming in, learning the scheme and learning how to play with each other. And then you kind of like start to gel, and then you start learning how to play with each other. You start to learn how this guy like to rush or how this guy like to run a route. So you start building chemistry. You ain't get the opportunity to have that early in the year. So you're doing it on the fly during the season. So we started building good chemistry. Guys started to, play their roles how they're supposed to play their roles. And, we've been playing good football. So
The way you've played your career, you got a great shot to be in Canton. Von Miller's going to be in Canton. What's it like to line up with maybe a couple of Hall of Famers side by side?
it's a blessing. Like I said, when Vaughn got here, you always dream about and wish that you had opportunity to play with certain players, and you think you would never had opportunity to do it just because of who the players is. But to see full circle and had opportunity to play with some of the guys I had the opportunity to play with, Vaughn being one of them, it been good, man. It been fun having great games in the middle, having a great year at the nose tackle position. Rushing his butt off. We got, Flo on the opposite side, dominant, rushing his butt off. So you got so many pieces, man. And it make, when you out there playing with these guys, man, it's like you just so relaxed. It ain't, you just know when you got certain guys around you, that they're going to get the job done, So when you got a bunch of guys like that on the field with you, it's definitely a great feeling. So
When did you figure out that you guys together could really connect and be difference makers when you line up next to each other?
We kind of knew since the first game. Obviously, the first game of this we played with Vaughn was the 49ers game. We lost that game, but we ain't had too many rushes. But the couple rushes we did, we seen some things that we're like, we're gonna be able to do some special things together. So, and then through the season, we start building and having opportunities to really pin our airbacks and get out the quarterbacks and start and see how we play off each other. So, we kind of knew what kind of season it was going to continue to be for us as a group. So we still got a lot more football left. So we're going to continue to trying to play at a high level and dominate. So
I want to ask you about your quarterback. I've seen almost every game Matthew Stafford's played in the NFL, and you can say that it didn't matter and that it's a team game, but it felt like getting that playoff win was a big deal for him. How did you guys see it for him?
I'm pretty sure he was pumped. Honestly, I'm a team guy, so I don't just focus on just one guy or myself. I'm more like, let's do this because this is what we want to do as a team. We got a goal we're trying to accomplish, and to accomplish that, we got to play at a certain level and play mistake-free football. It's playoff ball, so I'm happy for him though to come out how he did, to have him a day how he had a day, man, and to get that playoff win for him. I'm happy for him, but I'm more happy for us, as a team to be able to pull that one off and be still alive to have opportunity, to be that last team standing. So
I see that 9 jersey in the locker over your left shoulder. What has Stafford meant to this team this year?
He's been great, great leader, through the ups and the downs, everything ain't always been perfect or been good, but, he stayed poised, he stayed on track, and he don't let it affect him. It seemed like you play with a lot of guys that had opportunities to play against a lot of guys that you see at times when things ain't going their way. They seem rattled, but me personally, I don't see that from him. I never seen that from him. If it was a bad play he made, he's still the same guy. His mindset is still, he play with that confidence. So that's the type of guy you want to go to battle with, and again, like I talked about, he's a great leader. So, I'm happy he's on our team.
I want to ask you about this Brady guy. You played him before, Super Bowl 53. You hit him once, but you didn't get a chance to sack him. What'd you learn about playing Brady in a playoff game that can help you today?
He's been there a bunch of times, so he got that experience. Obviously, he's gonna study and find ways to, slow the rush down and not let us get them opportunities to get to him, and that's quick passes and things he do, and try to establish a run game. But one of the things we talked about as a group, as a D-line, is not to get frustrated. If he's getting the ball out quick, bang, bang, get your hands up, but continue to rush, continue to fly around, because he can't do it every single time. There's going to be plays where you're going to have to hold the ball, and that's the plays that we're going to have to get him down to the ground or put the pressure on him or make him feel uncomfortable to the point he can't step up in the pocket, because we're playing against a great quarterback, and just like any other quarterback in this league, you get to him, you hit him enough, and he feel you around him, you can make him feel uncomfortable, and that's what we got to do to have success in this game, I think. So we do that. We play stout in the run game, slow the run game down, and had an opportunity to actually get after Brady and put some pressure on him, get to him. I think we have a day. So,
Aaron, is that true even with the best quarterback of all time, that if you can just rattle him, even hit him a little bit, you can have an effect on him in a big game like this?
Yes. Nobody want to get hit a bunch of times, and then you got a bunch of guys that's flying around and ball hunting, trying to get to you. I know he got a lot of experience, and he gonna stay cool, but you got somebody around your legs or somebody hitting you while you trying to throw the ball, and everything ain't gonna be how you want it to be. So that's what we got to do. So
I want to ask you about 3 guys on your team. Jalen Ramsey, what does he do for you?
He's dominant. He's a guy that can cover one side of the field. That give us opportunities to do a lot of different things on the back end just from his abilities he has. So he's a playmaker.
OBJ.
He's a freak. He can catch the ball, throw the ball. He's like a like a cheat code. He's just a different type of guy. He's just a freak athlete.
Cooper Kupp.
Calm assassin. He's a guy that don't say much. He just do his job, and he make a lot of plays, man. Another guy that's a big time playmaker for us, and been having a lights out season. So, he's a special player.
A couple more. I want to ask you about you. Are you a Michael Jordan or a Shaq fan watching basketball?
Yeah, I'll say a Shaq fan. I'm a Michael Jordan guy, but I'm definitely a Shaq fan.
Okay. Do you remember when Shaq was really good and he wouldn't get the MVP because people wanted to share the MVP? I'm only asking that because Micah Parsons had an unbelievable year, and T.J. Watt was terrific. But it feels like sometimes people are looking for somebody else to give Defensive Player of the Year award to because you've won it 3 times, and let's find somebody else. But you're still as dominant as you've ever been. I see you smiling. Do you feel like sometimes people take for granted your dominance at the position?
At times, but I think when you play consistent football at a dominant level and you consistently showing it year in and year out, I think people kind of just expect you to do that. So it's like, okay, we know what he's gonna do. Let's kind of look past it. But just gotta play ball. That's what it's about for me. Trying to find ways to be dominant through a slide protection, a double team, triple team, and still trying to find ways to have success to help my team. So I definitely think at times people might overlook it because of they kind of just expect me to do it, or just tired of me seeing me have a success. But I guess it's just come with it. So
when you look at your resume, multiple Defensive Player of the Years, Team of the Decade, all the Pro Bowls, all that stuff, what's missing?
A Super Bowl ring. That's the only thing. Like I always say, I accomplished so much in this league in a small amount of time, man. But there's one thing I didn't accomplish. I didn't get the opportunity to feel that feel of being a world champion. And that's the only thing I've been working for during the offseason. That's the only thing I'm grinding for is to become that. And I feel like once I accomplish that, I get to call myself a world champion. I feel like I accomplished pretty much everything I needed to accomplish in this league for me to be like, feel like I did it. So that's what I'm working for.
Why can this team do it?
We got the players, we got the coaches, we got all the talent in the world to do it, and I think we're playing great football right now. So, it's too much talent and we're playing too good of football right now with too many great coaches. Not for this not to be the year. So we got to get it. We got to go work and go get it, trying to find ways to win by any means necessary. So.
I heard the Super Bowl's at your place, isn't it?
Yes. So we got to do it. It'd be a home game, so why not? Ain't no better story to write it like that, right?
Tampa did it last year.
Yeah, well, we just worried about the Rams. We ain't worried about what Tampa did last year. It's about what the Rams are going to try to do this year. So.
Awesome. Hey, before we let you go, just give me in your own words what you think the keys are to this game on the defensive side for you guys.
Stop them. You always got to stop the run, play stout in the run, and get after the quarterback. I feel like that's the keys. That I think, like I always tell the D-line, we can win this by ourselves alone, and that's being dominant in the run game. And we do what we got to do as far as getting after the quarterback and affecting them in a lot of different ways. I think we can have some success and we can win this game. So.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.